Okay, so I think we can all agree that The Witcher 3 was no doubt one of the most successful titles to ever release. I think we can all agree The Witcher 3 has far beyond earned its spot in gaming history. It was developed by such a small studio, and it sold over 10 million copies, 25 million, combining all the Witcher series. But a small studio like that, doing that alone, based off of a novel series that no one has ever heard of, certainly changed gaming history, one of the best games being now based off of a book. And in January 2019, the 14th today, we look upon last year, all the games that came out, with games like Red Dead Redemption 2, Spider-Man PS4. Some people wonder if The Witcher 3 is finally getting old. Some people wonder if they should still buy it or not, or if it's even comparable to these new games that are constantly being released. I've been playing The Witcher 3 for 72 hours. This is my channel, Steam Bacon, and you're watching a special episode of Bacon Insider. Should you buy The Witcher 3 in 2019? Stay tuned to find out. Not many people know this, but I actually own a record player. I'm very into all the rock songs, Rage Against the Machine, Green Day, you know them, you name it, I have their records, their vinyls. And I actually got not an old record player, but a modern day one. I have a C100 made by Crossley, a record player today, and I have fun taking care of it, buying vinyls and collecting them all, even though it may be more expensive than digital music. Some people say that vinyls sound better than digital music, although I've listened to them many times. I really can't compare them. They sound both the same to me. But the reason so many people buy record players is simply for the nostalgia. That is, sadly, I'm going to be honest with you, exactly what I thought when I was buying The Witcher 3. I thought even if I don't like The Witcher 3, I would still enjoy it. And I have. The Witcher 3 is by far my favorite video game ever to date. That's not going to affect the opinion I have comparing it to games today, but it is one of my favorites. But The Witcher 3 was not always one of my favorites. As you know, video games that are old, I wouldn't say 2015 when The Witcher 3 came out, I wouldn't say it's that old, but video games old like that have very broad or hidden tutorials woven within the game. And I think The Witcher 3 did a very good job at that and the ways it did it. But one of the reasons The Witcher 3 is so successful is because of all the activities you can participate in The Witcher 3. From side quests to contracts. There are literally side quests for side quests within the game. Even a mini game in a mini card game, Gwent, which you can choose to not participate in at all. It's all an option initially woven in the game, and the story itself is good and it's rich, and the choices you make truly do matter. However, within the first hour when I start playing The Witcher 3, I hated it. That's right, I said it. At first when I played The Witcher 3, I hated it. I had no idea what I was doing, that being the part of it, but at first I just didn't find it fun. I would walk around, I would constantly get killed, I didn't know what I was collecting when I picked up loot or all those stuff for alchemy. I didn't know what I was collecting, I didn't know how to use them, I thought I was stuck with the basic sword, and really it wasn't fun. It was walking around a huge world, but I thought to myself, Jesus, this world is full of nothing. But then I did something, then something happened, and The Witcher 3 turned beautiful. Not beautiful, gorgeous. It became suddenly stunning to look at. This is something Clean Prince Gaming said on his channel. When he wasn't enjoying it, I did what he did, and I actually played The Witcher 3 and roamed it like I was a tourist. That changed everything. The Witcher 3, I noticed how graphically stunning this was for 2015. It's amazing. And I'm sorry, Red Dead Redemption fans, but The Witcher 3's land, it's not even beyond comparable to something like the new Assassin's Creed games or Red Dead Redemption, because it's not about the graphics, the actual specs of the graphics that the developers put in the game, but the game itself. You look at a field of grass in The Witcher 3, you can see every little cult of grass. It's just It's amazing, it truly is, and I don't know how such a small studio could implement so much time and effort. They were definitely devoted to the game. I loved The Witcher 3, there's no doubt about it, and I'm still playing it to this day on about my 80th hour. I still love it, nothing's changed a bit. However, I have noticed it's gotten bits and bits less as interesting as these new titles from 2018 and 2019, especially coming into the new year, have released. We got Call of Duty Black Ops 4, we got Hitman 2, hell, I'm playing other old games like Borderlands 2 and Doom, and I'm starting to wonder why The Witcher 3 is acting just like a good game, like any other good game. You may think good game is good, but for The Witcher 3 it should be amazing. I should be staying inside all day, not even thinking about the other games because I have The Witcher 3 to look onto my hands. And I bet that's what everyone in 2015 was doing. However, as time progresses, so do games, and these new games, unlike The Witcher 3, focus more or less not on role-playing, like The Witcher 3 did so. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 came out, and it has absolutely no campaign. No Call of Duty has ever done that before, and let me tell you, the multiplayer in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, it's fun, alright? I get it, but I just can't live without campaign. That's one of the main reasons I play Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and I think the gaming genre itself is starting to drift away from that single-player experience The Witcher 3 offered us. Some of them. You have games like Spider-Man PS4 and Hitman 2 that still focus on single player, but sooner or later I bet there's going to be some sort of battle royale mode or whatever. So now we're finally answering that question. Is The Witcher 3 still worth a buy when you could spend that same money on Hitman 2 or Call of Duty Black Ops 4 or Red Dead Redemption 2 or all those other new games, even similar games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Is it still worth it in 2019? Now listen, The Witcher 3 doesn't compare to these new graphics, I'll be honest. Even if these new games, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, they're not as detailed, not as much effort in the design of the landscapes and the layout, are even nearly comparable to The Witcher 3, I still say they do look a bit better. Comparing The Witcher 3 side by side to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is definitely not a game I like, personally, sorry AC fans, but Assassin's Creed does look better in most perspectives, as I've seen in another video someone did, but it isn't. It really isn't, because even though that the graphics are better, The Witcher 3's details are higher. Enough about details though, what about gameplay? I'll be honest, The Witcher 3 never really was about gameplay, and even though The Witcher 3 is such a good game for me, I find it enjoyable, and people who concentrate on gameplay will also find it enjoyable, but compared to the amount of gameplay these new games are offering, such as Fortnite, where you can not only fight, but you can build, Hitman 2, where you get to, like, use 1,000 different ways to take out one dude. If you're into those sort of things, you would probably be into The Witcher 3, just not as much. The Witcher 3 focused more on a role-playing perspective, and the storytelling is phenomenal. The story, even though not 100% cliche, not cliche, that's not the word, 100% woven into, it's still one of the best stories I've seen in gaming, not because it's one of the best stories, but because I get to interact with it in every little detail. Everything you do in The Witcher 3 plays some part in the story. Even the side quests, the Witcher contracts, everything is interwoven into this perfect scarf of gameplay. And I don't think modern games do that typically well. However, these modern games replace it with gameplay, like shooting a guy, or like in Hitman 2, you get to throw a flying briefcase, God knows how, but it works, it simply works. And I really think it comes down to the point, if you're more into gameplay, you still want to pick up The Witcher 3. It just might not be as interactive with you as it was for me when my first hour. Because when I started that first hour, I was generally into gameplay. But this game actually takes a turn after that hour and makes even the most hardcore gameplay fans love The Witcher 3 for what it is. And it does it without converting you at all from liking gameplay to liking story. No, you still love gameplay, but you also love The Witcher 3. Nothing's changed, you've just got a little something new on your mind. And so, finally answering that question, should you buy The Witcher 3 in 2019? Absolutely. The Witcher 3 is a prodigy, a deity in gaming, and I'll be honest, it has changed quite a bit since then. It has been less noticeable with me, and I have played other games when I'm not even halfway through The Witcher 3, but it still is definitely worth it. The longer the better, right? Games may continue changing throughout 2019 and early 2020, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, The Witcher 3 may start dying. It's been 5 years almost, and we're moving into 2019, the 4th year. People are still playing it, and eventually it is going to start degrading. That's going to be a while, but it will start. Because this game, it's non-comparable. I think you should definitely play it before Cyberpunk comes out, Cyberpunk 2077, because this game, it really isn't comparable at all to any other games. Because, not because it's better, but because the story, the gameplay, it's just so different from a modern game. Still, no modern game has picked the same magic The Witcher 3 has picked up and placed it into a single package for $30. In conclusion, yes, you definitely should buy The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt in 2019. Have fun playing. And that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the upcoming videos. Toodles.
Now, boys, don't get into any trouble while Mommy and Daddy are gone. And don't make a mess.
Do you like parties?